Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Mark. Huge thanks to Mark and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Mark reached out asking for help with his Toxrill the Corrosive deck, and I was more than happy to help tune his deck. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Toxrill the Corrosive is a 7-mana 7/7 legendary slug horror. At the beginning of each end step, Toxrill puts a slime counter on each creature we don't control. Creatures we don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Whenever a creature we don't control dies with a slime counter on it, we create a 1/1 black slug creature token. Finally, we may pay 1 black and 1 blue and sacrifice a slug. If we do, we may draw a card. So, Toxrill the Corrosive is a slow board wipe, stacks piece, and card advantage all in one. He's also a kill-on-sight commander, so we'll want ways to protect him and ways to bring him back. He's just a little slug, sharing his slime trail around with other creatures. He did nothing wrong. But in order to ensure we have a functional commander deck, we'll want to stick to our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this channel is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. One of my favorite products Ultimate Guard has is their Xenoskin Sidewinder. The Sidewinder has a soft microfiber lining as well as the rugged Xenoskin shell we've all come to love. While the Sidewinder isn't exactly a new product, they are now available in the beautiful two-tone Synergy series, like this red-white one seen here. Find out if your local game store carries the Ultimate Guard products, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. One more thing before we get started. I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV over on my other channel, Musings by Danon. If you want to pop in and ask some questions, chat about Commander, or just hang out, you're more than welcome to. For right now, the schedule is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays in the evening. Command Tower, Cavern of Souls, Gemstone Caverns, Ancient Tomb, Forbidden Orchard, Reflecting Pool, Mana Confluence, City of Brass, Polluted Delta, Watery Grave, Drowned Catacomb, Morphic Pool, Shipwreck Marsh, Sunken Hollow, Clearwater Pathway, Underground River, Spire of Industry, Bajuka Bog, Command Beacon, Wasteland, the Mycosynth Gardens, Strip Mine, Otawara Soaring City, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Takanuma Abandoned Mire, Urza's Saga, Maze of Ith, Myriad Landscape, 4 swamps, and 4 islands make up our land base. Mana Crypt, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Dimir Signet, Mind Stone, Thought Vessel, Felwar Stone, Chromatic Lantern, Moonsilver Key, Phyrexian Altar, and black market connections help us to ramp into our rather expensive commander. Ayara, First of Lochthwain, Baleful Strix, Skull Clamp, Sensei's Divining Top, Dark Prophecy, Mystic Remora, Rhystic Study, Demonic Tutor, and Diabolic Intent to help us to keep our hands full and find key pieces. Praise to the Forgotten Gods, Feed the Swarm, Raven Form, Soul Shatter, Lethal Scheme, Dismember, Rapid Hybridization, Pongify, Swan Song, Deadly Rollick, Fierce Guardianship, Mana Drain, Force of Negation, Transmogrifying Wand, and Dictate of Erebos help us to keep our opponents in line. Toxic Deluge, Cyclonic Rift, and the Meat Hook Massacre all help us to reset the board as needed. Malakir Rebirth, Undying Evil, Swiftfoot Boots, Lightning Greaves, Commander's Plate, and Kaya's Ghost Form are all here to help keep Toxrill safe. Ogre Slumlord, Vidalcan Humiliator, Slaughter Specialist, Sludge Monster, Sir Conrad the Grim, Drivnod Carnage Dominus, Yawgmoth Thrawn Position, Asinine Antics, Genesis Chamber, Sanguine Bond, Bitter Blossom, Exquisite Blood, Warkite Marauder, Curse of the Swine, Polymorphist's Jest, and Flatline all help with our plan of using Toxrill to help us win the game. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 36 lands, 14 pieces of ramp, and 1 MDFC. 10 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander. 15 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 1 piece of graveyard hate in Bojuka Bog. No sudden I win cards, but lots of combo potential. Yes, we are running the Exquisite Blood Sanguine Bond combo, and we have the tutors to find it, but that's not the core of our deck. That's kind of a backup win con if needed. What we want to do is control our opponent's boards by eliminating all of their creatures, and then drawing enough cards so that they just quit on the spot and then laugh at their tears. Now, most of this deck was already created by Mark. I only swapped out a few cards to help work out some of the problems he was having with the deck. The main issues Mark was having with the deck were having the mana to cast Toxrill after he'd been killed a couple of times, as well as finding the right cards to help him close out games. So we cut some of the cards that, though they're great Magic cards, didn't really work with what the deck was trying to do, and added some mana rocks and tutors. But overall, this was a great Magic deck that anyone would be happy to play. Do you have a Toxrill the Corrosive deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Damon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Alex, Cookie, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Manassas, Nazwin, Pedro, and Aranor. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Damon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Damon.